Guys doing? This is Martin. You know me from my series on how to pay off your car loan in 36 months without being one. Listen right now. Listen to what. See what I'm listening to? Giving up Starbucks or being cheap right now. As you see I'm in Redlands, California, listening to Chinese, and then that fire, like this world is on fire. This is America, man. It's burning down, man. It's burning down. What are you guys doing today, man? I just went to Chase. I had to put some money in my business account because I have like a couple of accounts, so I had to make sure the account wasn't negative. So I went to Chase, put some money in there. Then on the way home, I saw this fire. This kind of symbolizes what's been going on in 2020. It's like you can't get a break, man. First, it was the COVID. Then from the COVID, we went to the George Floyd. Then from the George Floyd, we go to online people who trying to make parents teach their children online to stay home. Now I got a fire. I mean, what's next? Oh yeah, then we don't, not to count the coin shortage, man. What's next, man? It's like this generation of kids, like they'll talk about this for like generations. I remember back in 2020, they had a coin shortage, George Floyd, COVID. We actually had no sports for a while. I'm a parent and I'm trying to teach my kid algebra and I can't read. Here. Like I could actually see this online learning. I can't read. Like Martin, see spot run. See spot run. Oh my God, it's just gonna be a disaster, man. But what are you doing to get yourself through? This is August now. So what are you doing to get yourself through 2020, man? What are you doing, man? Did you go shopping? You want to save some money and get in shape with the gyms closed? Make sure you go shopping as soon as you can, because you'll go in and you're like, okay, I got to get the fruit, oatmeal, grain, cut back on the processed food, cut back on the cheese, and say, I'll get the fish, you'll get the chicken. If you're going to get the chicken, get the Foster Farms chicken thighs, because they have less meat. Get the coleslaw. And if you want, I would just buy French fries every so often from like the different places. That should last you like 7 to 8 days. I just give you something 7 to 8 days. You could eat the oatmeal for breakfast. Then you can turn around. You can have 2 eggs as a snack and then follow up with fruit. I've been doing that for a while. And like the fat that was above my, see the fat that was above my, the fat that was solid has now started to break down, and I've been running, so the fat's dropped down. So like I told you, as you get in shape more, you run, you walk, or you do sit up, the fat's going to go to that area. So your legs are going to get a little bit more bloated. Your lower belly's going to get bloated. Don't feel bad. You're losing weight. That means that fat that was solid, that was built up around the heart area, has dropped down. So all it is just basically loose skin you try to get rid of. So that's my gym clothes tip for the day. And now my money tip for the day is, make sure today is the first of the month. Pay your rent first. I know some of you guys want to go out and party, drink the alcohol. Just pay that rent first, man. Because if you pay that rent, number one, you know you'll have a place to sleep. Number two, I won't have to worry about you guys going back to the your congressman talking about, oh, can we have rent control? Can we have this? Can we have that? So that's what I recommend you do. So what else do I have you guys? What else am I going to work on today? Just want to make sure I give you guys all my attention. So there today. So I'm going to do that. So I recommend you do that. So you got the gyms closed right now. We got got me listening to Chinese. We got a fire in the upstairs. So what am I going to do? I'm going to run to the park. I'm going to go for a walk. Work on my goals, do my Grant Cardone thing, because I'm planning on taking a trip somewhere. I don't want to say just in case some of you guys are tracers, man. Tracer reminds me of like those German, I used to study German, like the SS or those things, people trying to find out if you're a Jew or not. I know you hate me, man, but bro, are you always talking about racism, Martin? It's all I can, because I'm 51 and that was my time. I'm just like, and I took German and I had a German teacher and we used to talk about that subject. What is a tracer, man? I have a friend at work who's going to trace. What the fuck you going to trace, man? I wish somebody would call me up on the phone talking about, oh, Martin, you were in contact with so-and-so. Bring your ass to my place. I'll trace my foot up your ass. Let's find out if you can find out where my foot's located. So I think that's funny. So And what else is, I'm just going off, but what else am I talking about today? Today I'm talking about I had to cut back on my student loan. I usually pay $1,000, $500. I cut back to $184 because for my job, I'm taking about a 10% pay cut. So I'm trying to see how can I adjust my funding. And then I'm making sure like I'm cut back on my distribution to myself. Usually I give myself $500 or $600. So I cut myself back, free myself more, trying to build up my commission fund. Because like I told you with commissions, you can double your money, you can triple your salary, but the problem with commission, you need to have $100,000 deposit. You need to have just that deposit money in case you got to pay for your phone, pay for some type of training, or do something. Because like you're gonna go from the time you used to make 10,000 calls, now you got to make 20,000 calls, 30,000 calls. You got to follow up. You got to be certain. And you also got to eat and keep your own phone bill and stuff. So that's why I've set up basically a $300, I set up a $300 commission program for myself. So I'm ready to get back to work. Even if it's a part-time job, you know, all that money is going to be taken. I'm going to take a phone sales class to learn on March 18th. That's with Grant Cardone's Jeff and Steve Spray. So I'm working on my sales skill. And then today I'm going to go home, work on my sales skills, get ready for an interview. I have one interview coming up with book company. So just they want to do retail. So I'll talk about Macy's, how I worked in the flower thing with Costco, worked with customers. How also I worked at Disneyland, worked with customers, like serving them food, cooking hamburgers. It's got to be Macy's. There'll be Macy's, Martial Arts Studio, and Costco. Those are the 3 retail experiences I'm going to have. And then I'll talk about how at Macy's I used to set out the publishing material. And also I worked in a library, so I understand the importance of putting things properly in their place. So that'll be the 4 things I try to highlight. So that's a little money. I made $176 last month. I'm going to see if I can't get that to $2,000 and $10,000 this month. Because it's all about that money. The more money you have, the more confident you're going to be. The more confident you're going to be, you won't be desperate. And you say, hey, I can't do stupid stuff. You know, you can't do like the girl at Starbucks who cut in front of me with her new Explorer. She bought a Sunrise Fontana. You know how they put the little things out where they want you to go a certain direction? Well, this person, of course, you know how it's a San Bernardino, so you know they just going to pull in and stuff. That's okay. Can't wait till she hits her first flat, and then like all these other people with these expensive cars rolling around on a donut for like 2 or 3 weeks. No, a donut's just to get you to the car place, people. A donut is not to go 60, 70, 80 miles an hour on. That's why I have my program to pay off your car loan, $25, $75, $125. Get that program, man. Because even if you're working, it's good just to have that car note paid up 1 to 2 months of knowing, hey, I got a 60-month car loan, but I'm going to pay it off in 55 months. For example, my car loan is $384. I pay $16 extra, and over a 5-year period, that's going to be 3 to 4 car loans that I have, 3 to 4 payments extra that have been paid by me paying extra. And I'll reduce my car note from like 60 months down to 57, 56 months. And that's power, because the IRS depreciates a car after 60 months. Also, the quicker you pay off your car, you may still pay off, like you still may be off that payoff period, but you'll reduce your interest. And if you don't reduce your interest, you just reduce the stress of like worrying about, am I going to have to pay the car loan? Am I going to pay my car loan? That's power, man. It's like, even if you don't get any type of deduction, your car loan's paid off. The car is yours, and you don't have to worry about, am I going to come out with money? That's stressful. Back in 95 when I got laid off of my 1991 Nissan SC 4x4 Pathfinder, I got laid off about 3 or 4 months after I bought it. My payments were $293, and I was worried all those times. Am I going to get a job? I had the unemployment. I had to save the money. I was going to Craigslist scrambling, doing this job, doing that job, selling this, selling that, doing all that stuff. Well, if I had just paid off the car loan 1 or 2 months, been less stress. Hey, that job is okay, but I just don't have to take this job. I don't have to be afraid about asking. Biggest mistake you can make when you're not working is being afraid to ask people for money. Ask people for money. Ask often. Ask them for their money. You work for money. You don't work for free. Even if you worry about them never hiring you again, who cares? Ask them for the money. So that's what I did. That's what was a mistake. So now it's like I'm out there scrambling. Give me the money. Give me the money. I'm going to solve this problem. Because the problem I solve is going to be more than the money they have. Trust me. That's why I'm finally understanding just asking people, hey, have you considered this? Have you considered that? The cold call. We'll talk about that later. And then I have my Get Out the Stack program, $397, $697, $797 progress. Yes, I'm asking you for money, because when people invest money, they have confidence. And some people, when they don't invest money, they're thinking about, hey, I made a mistake. Yeah, you made a mistake. We all make a mistake. That's like, for example, I cooked biscuits the other day. And I hate when my biscuits are burnt on the bottom or too hard. So, and then you're upset and you're like, but I'm upset, but I'm still buying biscuits. I bought 2 more biscuits, but I know this time, hey, I know how to cook the biscuit all the way down to the bottom. Now, what technique do I have to adjust so my biscuits are not super brown or not super uncooked? So, like, think of like people fail programs. That's great, but that's great you failed. That program helped you get to this next level to see if you're dedicated to solving a problem, or are you just going to settle, like I showed you the other day, with having you a nice car, living across from a warehouse, or have the homeless parked across from you near a vacant field, and you're talking to yourself, well, I'm doing better than them. Yeah, you got child molesters next door. You got the gangsters. You got the homeless that are going to kidnap the kid. But we're doing better than them, honey. Let's park the car in the garage and put the bars on the house and get inside. So you have that going on for you. So don't be like that, man. That's like me and my grandmother. See, I lived across 385 East 116th Place. I lived across from a freeway. And to make it even worse, they put Section 8 housing across from you. They say, let's get these black people. Shit. Let's put a free trade store in their neighborhood. Let's get some black on black crime going too. Let's put a Section 8 house to it. Let's just shove it up their asses, man. Shove it up those niggas' asses. Shove that shit up there. Take it. Take it. So that's probably like 20 or 30 duplexes, man. I walked out the house one day. This black guy had all these tattoos on. That's it, man. Because I'm crazy. Because I ever have a gun, I had to get rid of my guns, man. I have a gun. I use it, man. I use it on a cop, black person. I don't care, man. I'm like that temper. I'm just come out the car shooting, man. I'm like, I don't care, man. That's why I could never have guns. I have a bad temper, man. I'd be like those, you'd be reading about me on the news, man. Neighbors shot and stuff. Double murder suicide. Yeah, the neighbors are crazy. I mean, I even lived on an acre and a half of land. I hated my neighbors. They were too close. They needed to be another half an acre away, man. Little barking dogs. Why do people have barking dogs, man? They're just anything just to piss people off, man. I think that's what the barking dog shows you. The person has low self-esteem, no self-control. They want to maybe holler at you, but they want to do it through the dog. That's why I always like big dogs, man. Big dogs don't talk. We just do. Just like big dog. Random shit. That's how the big dog look at him around there. Shut the fuck up, you little butt. Shit. But what are you doing to protect yourself? I have the $397, $697, $797 Get Out the Stack program. What the Get Out the Stack program is, you get my best YouTube videos. You get my best books I'm reading. Hey, you can have a Skype or YouTube call, whatever you want with me. Call, you can come cut on with, come spoon with me. I'll give you some advice. Or give me some of your best training. I'm spending a couple of $1,000s on training. You can get some tips. You take 1 or 2 tips I give you, you could at least turn it into $200 and $500 in a couple of weeks, man. I mean, there's 20 or 25 people out of work. Some guy used unemployment money to buy himself a Lamborghini. Instead of educating themselves, people buying stupid product, man. If you just take 1 or 2 sales training, I tell you, not only will you get a job, you'll improve your finances, you'll improve your self-esteem, you'll improve everything, man. That's why I stress. Some of you got $1,200, not on top of that $600 bonus for losing your job. What is that? Back when I got laid off, back in 1995, I got $1,440. That was what I got paid a month. And now you got all these people with all this money, $54,000 worth of unemployment, and don't even take some of that money and invest it in them. Don't let that be you, man. Do not let that be you. Invest in yourself. Companies are hiring, but they don't have people like, hey, what have you been doing since you've been laid off? I've been there 6 months, sitting at home, drinking, hanging out with the niece, going to bars, fucking all over the place. Then you're going to try to go into a business. Haven't done anything for 6 months. What have you been doing? Nothing. I've been doing a goddamn thing. Okay, so brother, you know it ain't racism, brother. You just don't have the work ethic or skills. Like, you haven't been doing anything to improve yourself to help my company in this current situation. What you did before was fine, but what are you gonna do to help me now? And then I didn't have a good answer. But then when I started doing the Craigslist, I got a job at a temp company. I started selling some of my stuff, learning how to barter. I think I sold my leather couch and sold some other stuff. Then I got better. Now I started getting back in shape. I started going down to the beach and running. I used to live in Long Beach. Hey, cut back on the alcohol to 1 or 2 times a week. And I got into the company. Hey, I'm studying this and that. I went back to the community college just to work on my drafting skills. I'm taking German. I'm reading this book. And I've been working different Craigslist jobs. I'm working for a temp company. But then, oh, well, God, this guy's doing a lot. Hey, let's get him on board, man. I know I'm not going to be there for long. Like I told you, once you get laid off, you're looking at least 12 months to 2 years before you get an equivalent salary. So I know all that's going on. So I said, okay, I understand Uncle Betty may get this job and stuff, but while I'm here, let me show you what I can do. At least if they call you up and I have your name down, you at least say, well, we remember him. At least he wasn't a fuck up. He was at least half decent or helped their business out. And they say, okay, I like that. That's why I have my Get Out the Stack program for you. And then if not, I got my commission program. That's $100 to $1,000. I'm showing you how you got to set up a commission deposit fund for yourself. Because commission, you're calling a lot of people. Some of these companies want you to do commission. They don't know a damn thing about selling. I had 3 companies I interviewed with. And their real estate company wanted me to actually call the person up on the phone and close the fucking deal for them. What the hell is that? I don't want more than 10%. I want 30 or 40%. Hey, get them to agree to the contract, sign it, and send it to us. That's why you got 20 or 25 million people out of work. Half these people don't know how to sell. They get their friends to get their feelings hurt. Let me get my feelings hurt. I don't care about that, but help me in the closing process. You guys are the ones who can narrow it down. I could probably set it up, get it temporarily signed, and you can verify it. Companies don't want to do that. Just think we can find someone to help us. They don't know a damn thing about sales, man. That's what I'm saying. At least if it's just what's out there is crazy. That's why I said between now and maybe late September, everything's gonna slow down. Because nobody knows how to sell, man. Nobody knows how to sell. Everyone thinks they're gonna make you do it. That's why I say. That's why on these commission programs, I say you gotta have yourself like a big deposit fund set up just to overcome the stupidity of whoever's hiring you, or because they just don't know the. It's like you would make 100 calls in the past, probably might make 300 or 400 calls now. So that's what you have going on right now. That's why I had that. That's what my mistake. I made 371 calls. And you're thinking not get anywhere. You're getting somewhere, but you got to nurture the lead. You got to call them up again. You got to build their certainty. So that's a lot of money. That's like just a lot of time. And that's more than one call. And if you don't get paid quite a bit from a commission job, you're going to get frustrated. You're going to get angry because your money's there. The potential's there, but you don't have the money that's coming. So that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Have that little commission deposit set up for yourself. And if not, you guys can always just join my channel, man. I don't want to give him money. I like working at Amazon, making $15 an hour. They'll always hire me. There's educational gentrification coming at Amazon. Trust me. They're about to get rid of all their different routes, man. That's why they're going to start hiring a lot of these college people. How else are they going to how am I going to justify charging somebody $2 or $3 million for a route? Having a college dropout working? Or having someone who's like a college guy online, whatever bullshit lie I can tell them, they'll take that. Then after that, hey, you can keep them or you can get rid of them. But we just want our initial money. You say, I can see the potential in that. I can see the potential in that. I don't know how to sell. I can't read. So watch for that happening. And you're going to have a big contraction. Ain't going to be a lot of shopping like you saw before during that initial shutdown with the stimulus check. So watch that happen. And if not, join my channel. 3, 2, 1. Join my channel. Stay involved. Check the tips I give you. If you guys should look at my past videos, look at how I paid off my car loan for 36 months. Take those tips. Within 2 or 3 weeks, 2 or 3 months, man, you'll be working. You'll have more money in your pocket. You have more confidence. You know how to deal with people. You'll be ahead of like 88% of the people in this world. If you do half of what I say, you'll be ahead of like 60% of the people. And probably ahead of all the people that are unemployed, sitting at home waiting for Uncle Biden and Trump to help them. So 3, 2, 1, join the channel and get those products. Invest in yourself, man, because nobody else will.